There we go. Had to unmute. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible evening. Incredible evening. I'm back. Told you I was gonna come back when I fixed it. Um, because yes, like I said, I forgot to add in the shipping part properly, but I got it all done. And so we're back and we're going to break this down again. This might be a blessing in disguise for those who missed the live broadcast earlier, because I'm going to go ahead and delete that one too. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into this. What we are going over today or this evening, I'm going to use this calculator that I created, and we're going to basically talk about your numbers, okay, when it comes to your orders, and just so that you are aware of how much money you like, the fees and things like that. Some people don't like fees. I see it all the time in groups and trying to figure out like how to continue to just use Zelle or Cash App or Venmo, trying to figure out which site has the least amount of fees if you're going to set up a website. Oh, I forgot to change this because we did add go high level to this earlier. We did add high level to this. So let's go copy and then paste, and then over here. Oh my gosh. Paste, paste. Oh wait, what are these? These are not set to 18. Okay. I don't think I set these to 18. That's what it was. I just want y'all to be able to see it. So let's set this to 18, shall we? Okay. So there we go. I'm going to get this all shared out, and then we are going to get started. How are y'all doing this evening? How are y'all doing this evening? Okay, let me pull this up. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. We are all shared out. All shared out, all shared out. And we are going to get started. All right, so let me do this one more time. Hold on. I said I was ready, but guess what? We're not, because this one is not fully set up. There was an issue. I swear, sometimes StreamYard drives me absolutely insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane. Okay, so there we go. I'm loving it. I said do 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 do, but it's ba da ba ba ba. I'm loving it. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. While I'm trying to do this, if you guys could go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Also, consider sharing it out. Tag a friend. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so hello once again, incredible greetings. I am Shakia, the professor of HSE 365, home of Honestly Speaking, Soloholics Anonymous, and 365 Creative Academy. And earlier today, I did a video where I was live and I was showing using this calculator that I created in Canva. Um, I I like well. I also have this for Excel. I also have this in Google Docs. But this is something I wanted to be able to show, like even if I created over there, it's something that, someone could use even in Canva. And it actually could be created in Canva as well, because Canva has, like, it utilizes those same formulas. Canva doesn't have as many formulas as Google Sheets, or I said Google Docs before, as Google Sheets or Excel sheets, but it has a nice little, nice little variety where you could create calculators. So if you did not know that about Canva, this is why I always say that it is like an amazing starter system for businesses where you're a little short of money. If you're already paying for that account, take advantage of every system that Canva offers. I mean, you can set up websites. They're not e-commerce sites, but you can create links where it will go to a payment process, like if you have Square and things of that nature. Excuse me, you can set up your emails through there. You can do forms to collect emails. You can create spreadsheets, you can create inventory logs, you can track your expenses, like all of these things right in Canva. So if you feel like, well, I'm paying for Pro, but I'm not really getting much bang for my buck because I'm not designing like for shirts or party favors or stickers or decals or magnets and things of that nature, for UV DTF prints or DTF, like if you feel like you're not using it for that, try exploring some of the uses that will benefit your business, like on the back end. Okay. So it's not really like showing how to set it up in Canva, but I brought it over here so that, you guys can see that you could set up something like this in Canva. And what this is going to show you is what I'm going to say profit, but it's not really, because it's not including, well, for digitals, it is basically profit. And on the digital side, I actually could have, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to say it's like all profit, because technically, well, it is. Because I mean, you still have to pay your business expenses, like any other websites and things, from your profits. But I could have put a net instead of gross on the digital side. It's just that on the physical side, like for physical products, you have to, account for your supplies and things of that nature. So it's technically not net yet. It is still gross. It's just taking away the fees, like the processing fees from websites. But that's what we're going to show. If you are utilizing a website or some type of payment process, if you're not taking cash, or you're not taking exclusively Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo, you are subject to processing fees in order for them to process. So it's like, we call them merchant accounts, because you can have one like without going through websites. There are people that set up, when you go to a store, like they have a merchant account, and that's how they're able to take credit cards and things of that nature. You also have PayPal, which is a very common and trustworthy platform. Now, I know all entrepreneurs don't really care for PayPal, because they will hold on to your money for I think it's like 21 days, or until you show a shipping label and that it was like shipped and received or something like that. But I think like Outside of that, the default is 21 days, which can make it a little bit harder for those who do just digital. And if you were using that and you don't really have like a shipping um, tracking number, because then you have to wait that. I think it's 21 days. It's been a while. I've had my PayPal account for many a years, so I don't really have to deal with that. But for a lot of newbies to business, side hustlers, full on businesses, when they set up PayPal, it is trusted where people like to kind of go through PayPal. Consumers feel like PayPal sides with them if they have like a dispute, if they dispute charges. They typically think that PayPal will side with them. And statistics show like it does seem as if they're siding with the buyer, but most times it's because the seller did not cross their T's and dot their I's. It's one thing to just kind of show, oh no, it was delivered, but it's sometimes some of those loopholes. And we've talked about that in our creative business program about some of those loopholes that make it to where buyers can basically win, even though you have all this evidence that they got their product and this, or, the service was received and this, that, and the third. But that's a story for another day. Uh, but it is good. Like I said, I mean, consumers like it because they feel like it's trustworthy. They're sometimes a little hesitant about putting their credit card numbers on websites of like people they don't know. But what they also don't know is we don't have access to their full credit card like number. So it's not like we can go in there and take something because we don't really have access to the full number. But some of them will, specifically ask, if you have PayPal because they trust it more. They trust putting their credit card on there and paying that way. So we're going to look at what those PayPal fees are as well. Okay. So if you're ready, say you're ready. Hey Jay, hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So we're going to take a look at PayHip, Etsy, Shopify, High Level, Stand Store, Gumroad. Those are the 5 sites that normally come up like in groups and things of that nature. So we're going to look at those and what the rates are for those. If you are someone that uses a different hosting site for your website, for your e-commerce site, other than PayHip, Etsy, Shopify, High Level, Stand Store, or Gumroad, go ahead and put it in the chat. Hey, Patricia. Welcome, welcome. Incredible evening. She says she is ready. Okay. So everyone pretty much is using, great. Thanks for asking. You're very welcome. So these are, like I said, this is normally like the pretty common ones. If you have a site, put it in the chat which site you are currently using. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to kind of go into this little spiel. So earlier today, I was saying I kind of wanted to do I wanted to reach out to some of the group owners or group leaders or admins, should I say, about possible. I know it sounds great, but like not even Dollar Trees, not they don't even do $1 anymore. And I know it's something that's like trending and things of that nature, but it's like if we can make it like it's still like dollar deals. I mean, because that's still Dollar Tree, even though stuff is $2, or maybe make it like $1.50. And you're going to see why I say that when I go through the calculations. And I know it's an effort to help others, get emails, get potentially new clientele, new customers, new clients, and things of that nature. But it can hurt if they're coming on and they're only buying one of your dollar products, or if you only have that one second. All right, so now I gotta once again. I'm being rushed because I know it's an effort to help. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with this. 1 second. Now MJ is on his way home, on his way back to school. Like I asked, when were y'all coming? But okay. So let me hurry up and get this done. So I have a website, but it's not set up for e-commerce. Which platform are you using? Okay, so I was saying, like, the whole dollar deals, it can hurt if they're not purchasing other items. If you're using one item to get them to your website, but they don't browse anything else, but they do purchase that one item, you're going to be paying a lot in fees. Like, you're going to lose over 50% most times of that $1. So I'm going to go through this really quick. I wanted to kind of have a discussion with you guys, but I got to go pick up MJ. He's on his way back to the school. He had to go shoot photos for a Black History performance. All right. So let's come over here real quick. So we're under digital products. If you are selling something for $1, I've already put in sales tax. So it's the sales tax for Florida. Ours is 7%. So it's calculating for that. If you have a PayHip, and they're paying for it with a regular credit card, for that $1, the payout would be 69 cents. And then if you or someone where you're like collecting taxes, it would be 62 cents that you really would have after you basically pay your state. So I'm going to just go ahead and make that 0. So the reason why it went back to 60, it's 62, not like technically like 69. When they're paying taxes, that amount goes into like the percentage, right? So if it was 0.065%, then it'll be like 68 cents, but you still have to pay. So right here is what the taxes are. So you take away that, you would take away, okay, wait, why is this coming out? Because then this is here without that, then the 7 cents. Why did it went down? Oh yeah, this only went down 6 cents instead of 7. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that's like not, the numbers are 7 minus 8 is 1, but it might just be how they rounded it up. But that's how that would calculate. If you were collecting taxes, this will be how much you're going to get. If you are doing this on an Etsy site, you're going to, after you have to pay, now in your account, you're going to get 51 cents. But if you are set up properly, to take taxes, you're not going to keep that money. That money goes back to the state when you do your quarterly sales taxes. So technically from that, it would be 45 cents. Shopify and go high level from that $1 sale. I'm going to take it back to 7%. It will be 74 cents for it, 67 cents after sales tax. Stand store, 69. Gumroad is not the best place to do dollar deals because you can end up in the negative, okay? Or really making nothing off of it. So if you have Gumroad, please never ever do dollar deals. Now, here is where you're going to really lose out if you have customers that want to use PayPal and they're buying their digital products, they're getting their $1 dollar deals from you, and they're using PayPal instead of their credit card, then you're going to see a bigger dip. So with PayHip, it's 49 cents after all is said and done. You will have it's like 42 cents, with the tax and things. When it comes to, I'm going to take this one and go here. So most people will see this because they don't really have the taxes set up. So they're going to see 43 cents go into their account from PayPal. Okay. If you have Etsy, it's 46 cents. If you have a Shopify, go high level, or you're just using PayPal, like you're going to send them an invoice, it is 48 cents. Stand store, 43. Gumroad, you can see it's negative 12. Okay. So we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. If we take this up just to $1.50, okay, this will get you to that dollar range where you are actually getting $1 for your file, which is why I really kind of want to petition to some of these groups to go to make those dollar deals like at least $1.50, maybe even $2, so that you're getting closer to $1. I mean, even if it's 125, you're still closer to $1 than if you were to charge $1. We have to think about the fees that we are going to incur, because they want, in order to participate in all of these, you have to have a website. You have to have that link has to say $1 in order for you to qualify to participate. But if we go, I say 150 if we want to still kind of have that dollar part in there, maybe make the 50-cent requirement kind of small. It's like the fine print that your products will be 150, but you're going to end up getting, and for the most part, all of these over $1. Shopify, it will be $1.16. PayHip, Stand Store, you're going to get $1.08. Etsy, 91 cents. Etsy doesn't change for PayPal because they have the same transaction and processing fees no matter what. They eat it. They eat the extra costs on the back end. But if it was PayPal they were paying for, it's still not $1, but it's closer to it. Where PayHip and Stand Store, you're at 88 cents. Etsy is 91 cents. Shopify, 96 cents. And then Gumroad, you're at 31 cents. Still not great for Gumroad to do it. To me, anything less than $10, if I'm being honest, when it comes to Gumroad. Now, if they go and they purchase more things, so we take this to $5, you're going to see it's not as big of a jump. So $5, you would get $4.31 from PayHip and Stand Store, $4.08 for Etsy, no matter which one, $4.56. So you can see it's not taking off a whole lot. It's taking off only 45 cents. Here it's taking off 93 cents, 70 cents, 70 cents, $1.45. So if they're going to do PayPal, it's taking off 91 cents, 93. Shopify Go High Level is only 66 cents, 91, and $1.66. I want to rush to this because MJ is probably going to be at the school pretty soon. So now I got to rush through this. I'm so mad. I knew that was going to happen. So this is, of course, we're not selling any physical products for $1, but let's just say you have a tumbler. The shipping is $9. The sales tax, you are looking at coming to your account. It's going to be $3.39 in fees from this with the taxes, the shipping, because it takes the processing fee is off of the entire total that's going to go through their system. So that's the sales tax, that's the shipping, and that's the actual order items. All of that is going to be subjected to that processing fee. So what will go into your account from $30 plus the $9 of shipping, and then the sales tax, which is right here. So the reason why I have taxes and shipping is this is just showing you what your taxes would be. These are all of your fees. And after you take out taxes and the fees, what you are basically left with, not including your supplies and things for that particular item, you have made $27.24. If it cost $30, if you charge $30, should I say. And so once you know that number, now you look at, okay, how much did it cost me to actually make this with all of the supplies? Then you'll know how much you actually netted. Make sense? So this is just a little calculator that I created. And this is with PayPal, that same $30, and it's $9 in shipping. Here is how the numbers would break down for if they were paying via PayPal. So let's take this up to, let's say, $150. Let's say the shipping is about $15. All right. So just using a regular credit card, it's about $13 in fees. And you can deduct fees, especially, well, it depends on okay. man, I can't really fully explain. I'm trying to rush it, but dang it, I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to have to try and come back probably tomorrow to talk about like how the fees work and how you should be calculating for those and accounting for those so that you are reducing your tax liability. But you can see here, you can't sales tax, you cannot no, it's when it comes to your what taxes you can't when you pay your taxes, you can't take that. But $13 for a $150 order is $13.34. Some people think that it's a lot higher than what it really is. But if you are charging taxes, that combined. So it's like, man, by the time you go and pay your taxes, like, well, what as far as what you have in your account, it's taking away the $13.34 and the $11.55 once you go and pay your sales tax. So after all those fees, what you have is $137.71, and then you just have to deduct whatever your supplies and your operating costs and things of that nature. This is how you know your numbers and know if you're actually turning a profit. I'm finding that so many of you guys, when I go and I talk to you guys, you're in my inboxes, you're in the sessions, you don't know your numbers. So you feel like you're not successful in this. And some of you are a little bit more successful than you think you are. You just probably are just not paying attention to how you're spending out the money. You're probably commingling funds with your personal account and you're not really keeping up with it. And then for some of you, you are basically working, I'm going to say for free, but you're not really profiting. You see the orders come in, but when you're not really tracking all of your numbers, you don't realize that you're not bringing in as much as you thought you were. So I'll try and come back tomorrow when I'm not rushed, but this is an example of the calculator and just kind of showing your numbers. Now, what I will, invite you guys to do, if you want me to plug in some numbers, just so that you kind of know, and maybe if you're trying to figure out the website and which one's going to be best for your services, put like a order number, like an amount in the chat, as well as what your taxes are. Let me know like what items it is. I can somewhat figure out shipping. And then I'll take a screenshot and I'll post it for you so you can just kind of get an idea, depending on which site you were selling from, how much you're going to have deposited into your account. But I got to go pick up my kid. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.